Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Rana Muhammad Kashif and you're watching my YouTube channel Positive People Commission. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about the 5 very important functions in Microsoft Excel that you must know. If you are office worker or a professional anywhere, you must know these 5 functions which will come in handy in your day-to-day Excel routine. So these 5 functions going to be very important, so watch till end to gain the full experience of how to make these functions work and how to get know-how of these functions. And first of all, I will let you know about the concepts of these 5 functions, and we will implement it with the help of hands-on example as well. So first of all, the very first function is sort. So what sort does? Sort actually it is a function that it sorts the or arranges the contents of an array in a ascending or descending order. For that we also use this function in the data. But how this function works, let me write sort. This is our array. As let me select the full table, and what is our sort index. For example, it is in the second column, so let me write 2. What will be sort order? Let me do it as an ascending order, and in the square brackets these are the optional functions. So if I don't pass these functions, it won't matter, the function will still run. You can see that it is sorted by second column alphabetically in ascending order. So you see Babar Azam is arranged at first number, then Fakhr Zaman and Imamul Haq and Muhammad Rizwan. It's alphabetically sorted. We can change it if we want at first index, so it changes as well. It is dynamic. If I add any other, our table will, you see, automatically updates. For example, I write any other player's name, for example Hassan, and write as 31. So you see it is dynamic and it automatically updates. So it is a pretty useful function. The one thing more I want to talk about I want player's name to be sorted on runs code. So what I will do sort by, and this is my array, and by this you see that now it has been sorted as runs code by certain players in ascending order by default. So it is a pretty useful function if I want to sort by some other columns in our data set. Now let's move on to our second function. Second function is unique. What if I want the unique values from my second column? So what is the Excel unique function? Unique function, it returns QUE. The Excel unique function, it returns a list of unique values in a list of range that can be values, text, numbers, or anything else. So first of all, let me try this on the second column on this array, and the others are optional arguments which are square bracketed, so I don't want to pass these, and press enter. You can see that only distinct or unique entries have been filtered out. A unique is a pretty important function. If I want distinct values, I can also use this unique function, and unique I can also apply it to more than one column, and it can give me unique values. For example sake, let's check that Babar Azam is twice at Lords, once at this row and once at this one. But when we have applied unique formula, you can see that it has only been listed as 1. So unique gives me unique values in my data set. So let's move on to our next function, which is filter. And what filter does? Filter actually filter out the values based on our provided criteria. So what filter does, filters a range of data based on our supplied criteria and extract the matching records in the complete array. So let us try filter function. Out this data, and I want these scores to be greater than 30. So you can see that it filtered out the complete array where scores were greater than 30. I can also sort this. Let's say I want to sort it as second index. So you can see that it has been sorted on second index. So filter is a very useful function, and it also dynamic. If I add more players, it will add up to the filtered applied formula. It is a dynamic function. So you can see that it's 31, so that is why it has been added here. Let me write 29 and it will be removed. So because the criteria is that it should be greater than or equal to 30. So let's move on to our formula number 4, which is sequence. So for sequence, let us follow this example. For example, I want to pass on the sequence of numbers to my regions. So first of all, let me extract the unique list of my regions. This is my unique list of regions, and for example, if I want to generate a sequence of numbers, let me generate a sequence of numbers on my regions list. Let me apply sequence count A because I'm counting the text, and it is in H4. And let me write hash that it spells out everything in the H4, and I press enter. You see 1 2 3 4 5 6, it has generated a sequence of numbers. And if I write any other, for example, if I write GB, it automatically given it the next number. And I can also sort it as we did in the previous example as well. So let's move on to our final and fifth function, which is very important for the auto number generation, and it is ISBLANK. And what ISBLANK does, ISBLANK actually knows or counts the number, or let us know that what number of blanks are there in the column. For example, if I do this and apply ISBLANK to this column, you can see that it passes on true where it is blank, and it passes out false where it is not blank. So but how to use it in some practical example? For to understand it, I have generated some example right here to give auto numbers. For example, let me write a record of roll number 1, which is Abdul Aziz, gender male. And what I want, that I don't want to write roll numbers every time. I want to generate a sequence of numbers. So what I will do, I will apply ISBLANK with the help of if statement, so that it won't only give me true or false. ISBLANK, and if I write that it is blank, what it will do, don't do anything. And if it is false, increment the A2 cell by 1, accept the correction. And if I drag this formula down here, and if I write any more numbers, you can see the auto numbers have been generated. So you can see that ISBLANK can be used also to auto generate some numbers. Along with that, we can use ISBLANK to know what are the number of blanks in a cell or in our data sets. So that's it for now. Those were the very important 5 functions in Excel. My favorite one is the number 3, filter function in Excel. Do let me know in comments that one function you like the most. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.